Most people do not fail at investing because they picked one bad stock. They fail because their portfolio looks like a financial junk drawer. 3 random tech stocks. 1 fund they bought because a coworker whispered about it near the coffee machine. A little cash, maybe a bond fund they forgot existed. And somehow a crypto position that is down enough to qualify as a character-building exercise. Today, I'm going to show you how to build a smarter, more balanced portfolio without needing a PhD, a Wall Street badge, or a secret handshake from a hedge fund manager wearing a vest in July. Because here is the scary part. The wrong mix of investments can make you feel rich during the good years and completely panic during the bad years. And panic is expensive. Panic sells low, buys high, and then blames the market like the market stole its lunch money. If you are trying to build wealth, retire with confidence, help your family, or just stop checking your account like it is a horror movie with a refresh button, portfolio construction matters. Your portfolio is not just a pile of investments. It is your financial engine, shock absorber, seatbelt, and GPS. Build it badly, and every market dip feels like your future is being dragged behind a bus. Build it wisely, and you still feel the bumps, but you are not screaming into a pillow every time the market has a spicy Tuesday. Do you want a deeper dive into how to build generational wealth? Get my book, The Wealth Basics, a practical guide to investing and building generational wealth, the stuff we should have learned in high school. Available on Amazon. Link is in the description. Inside, you will get plain English explanations, practical investing foundations, and the kind of wealth-building lessons most of us should have learned before we learned how to dodgeball our way through gym class. Here is the plan. First, I will show you the big mistake most investors make when building a portfolio. Second, I will show you the simple math behind risk, returns, and balance. Third, I will show you a clear portfolio construction framework you can actually understand and use. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and is not financial, legal, or tax advice. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Consider your goals, time horizon, and risk tolerance before investing. Speak with a certified financial advisor to help you develop a customized plan. Now let's get back to learning. Picture your portfolio like a basketball team. If your entire team is 5 point guards, yes, they may be fast. They may have handles. They may even look cool in warm-ups. But who is rebounding? Who is protecting the rim? Who is stopping the other team from treating the paint like a free buffet? A portfolio works the same way. Stocks are your growth engine. Bonds can help provide stability and income. Cash gives flexibility and emergency breathing room. Different asset classes can respond differently to market conditions, which is why firms like Vanguard, Fidelity, and Charles Schwab emphasize asset allocation, diversification, and rebalancing as core parts of long-term investing. Vanguard describes the mix of stocks, bonds, and cash as a key driver of long-term results. Fidelity says diversification can help manage risk, and that rebalancing helps maintain risk levels over time. Schwab explains that asset allocation spreads investments across asset classes to balance risk and return. Translation: stop letting your portfolio look like it was assembled during a commercial break. But here is where most people get this wrong. They think owning a lot of investments automatically means they are diversified. That is like saying you are eating healthy because you bought 7 kinds of cereal. If all 7 are chocolate marshmallow sugar rockets, we still have a problem. Let's use simple numbers. Imagine investor A puts 100% of a $100,000 portfolio into stocks. Investor B uses a balanced mix of 60% stocks and 40% bonds. In a strong market, investor A might feel like a genius. They might start saying things like, "I understand macro trends," even though last year they thought duration was a microwave setting. But when a major downturn hits, that 100% stock portfolio can fall harder. A 50% drop requires a 100% gain just to get back to even. That is not motivation. That is a financial treadmill wearing ankle weights. A 20% drop only needs a 25% gain to recover. Lower losses can make recovery more realistic and emotionally survivable. Charles Schwab has used examples showing how a diversified 60% stock and 40% bond portfolio historically delivered meaningfully less volatility than an all-stock portfolio over certain periods. The main lesson is not that 60-40 is perfect for everyone. The lesson is that balance can help investors stay invested, and staying invested is often where the wealth-building magic happens. Now let's talk about the 3 biggest portfolio construction mistakes. Mistake number 1, performance chasing. This is when investors buy whatever did well recently. It is the investing version of showing up to a party right as everyone else is leaving and saying, "I heard this place was hot." By the time everyone is talking about an investment, a lot of the easy money may already be gone. Mistake number 2, hidden concentration. You might own 5 different funds, but if they all hold many of the same mega-cap companies, you may not be as diversified as you think. That is like changing outfits but still wearing the same socks from gym class. Different packaging, same smell. Mistake number 3, no rebalancing. Rebalancing is when you bring your portfolio back to its target mix. If your target is 70% stocks and 30% bonds, but stocks have a great run and grow to 85%, your portfolio now has more risk than you originally planned. It is like ordering mild salsa and finding out the chef added emotional damage as an ingredient. Fidelity recommends giving your portfolio a regular checkup, at least once a year, or when your financial circumstances change significantly. That is not exciting, but neither is flossing, and both can save you pain later. Now let's build a simple framework. Start with your goal. Are you investing for retirement in 25 years, a home down payment in 3 years, college funding, income, or long-term generational wealth? The goal tells the money what job it has. Money without a job becomes bored, and bored money starts buying things because a stranger on the internet had a ring light and confidence. Next, define your time horizon. Money you need soon should usually be invested differently than money you do not need for decades. Short-term money needs stability. Long-term money can often tolerate more growth-oriented investments because it has time to recover from market swings. Then identify your risk tolerance. Risk tolerance is not what you say during a bull market. Everybody is brave when the chart is green. Real risk tolerance is what you can live with when the market drops and the financial news starts using dramatic music. After that, choose an asset allocation. A conservative investor might hold more bonds and cash. A moderate investor might hold a blend of stocks and bonds. An aggressive long-term investor may hold more stocks. Vanguard's model portfolio guidance emphasizes choosing a mix based on goals, timeline, and risk tolerance, then diversifying and rebalancing regularly. Here's a simple example for educational purposes. A conservative portfolio might be 40% stocks, 50% bonds, and 10% cash. A moderate portfolio might be 60% stocks, 35% bonds, and 5% cash. A more aggressive long-term portfolio might be 80% stocks, 15% bonds, and 5% cash. These are not recommendations. They are illustrations of how different investors might balance growth and stability. Then diversify inside each bucket. For stocks, that can mean large companies, small companies, U.S. stocks, international stocks, growth, value, and different sectors. For bonds, that can mean different maturities, credit qualities, and durations. Fidelity specifically highlights diversification across market capitalization, sectors, geography, and bond characteristics. Now here's the part nobody talks about, and it is the reason many investors lose money without realizing it. Your portfolio does not just need good investments, it needs a system. Without a system, your emotions become the portfolio manager. And your emotions are not CFA certified. Your emotions once bought a treadmill in January and turned it into a clothes rack by March. The fix is to build your portfolio using a repeatable framework. goals, time horizon, risk tolerance, asset allocation, diversification, cost control, and rebalancing. Step 1. Write down your investment goal. If the goal is retirement, define the target date and desired lifestyle. If the goal is a house, define the timeline and amount needed. If the goal is generational wealth, define what that means in measurable terms. Funding education, leaving assets, creating income, or building a family investment plan. Step 2. Select a target allocation. Use your goal, timeline, and risk tolerance to decide the basic mix of stocks, bonds, and cash. Vanguard's framework focuses on clear goals, suitable asset allocation using broadly diversified funds, minimizing costs, and maintaining long-term discipline. Step 3. Keep costs low. Fees matter because they compound too, just in the wrong direction. A fund charging 1% more per year may not sound scary at first. That is how fees get you. They whisper. Over decades, that small difference can eat into returns like a raccoon in a pantry. Step 4. Diversify intentionally. Do not just own more stuff. Earn different types of stuff with different jobs. Growth assets, defensive assets, income assets, and liquidity all play different roles. BlackRock's portfolio construction research emphasizes building portfolios designed for long-term objectives and resilience in a changing investment environment. Step 5. Rebalance on a schedule. You can rebalance annually, semi-annually, or when your allocation drifts beyond a set threshold. The point is to make the decision before emotions show up with a megaphone. Rebalancing forces you to trim what has grown and add to what is underweight, which can help keep risk aligned with your plan. Step 6. Automate what you can. Automatic contributions, automatic reinvestment, and scheduled portfolio reviews reduce the chance that your plan gets derailed by headlines, hot takes, or your cousin's group chat investment strategy. Here's a simple portfolio construction checklist. What is the goal? When do I need the money? How much volatility can I actually handle? What is my target allocation? Am I diversified across and within asset classes? What are my costs? When will I rebalance? If you can answer those 7 questions, you are already ahead of a lot of investors whose entire strategy is vibes and a brokerage app. So what did we learn? First, portfolio construction is not about finding the one magical investment that makes you rich while you sleep and also somehow does your laundry. It is about building a mix of investments that matches your goals, time horizon, and risk tolerance. Second, diversification is not just owning more things. It is owning different things that behave differently, so one bad market environment does not punch your entire portfolio in the face at the same time. Third, rebalancing matters because your portfolio will drift over time. If you do not bring it back in line, your risk level may quietly change while you are busy living life, working, raising kids, paying bills, and wondering why eggs cost like they have private security. Fourth, your portfolio needs a system. Goals, allocation, diversification, cost control, and discipline are the foundation. Not hype, not fear, not whatever stock is trending because someone made a chart with flames on it. And finally, remember this. A smarter portfolio is not the one that looks the most exciting. It is the one you can stick with through good markets, bad markets, boring markets, in those weird markets where everything is confused and CNBC looks like a weather channel for rich anxiety. Support the channel. If you find this video helpful, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to help the channel grow and reach more investors who want to build smarter, calmer portfolios. Do you want a deeper dive? Get access to checklists, templates, real examples, ready-to-use AI prompts, and free AI agents from the Second Act Investor AI Advisory System. Grab your copy of AI Meets Finance, Investing in the Age of Artificial Intelligence, available on Amazon. Link is in the description. Continue your investment learning journey by selecting the Investing 101 playlist, where we break down the money lessons we all should have learned before adulthood handed us bills, taxes, and a retirement account login. I'll see you in the next one.